Are you dealing with mice in your home and you're trying to fix it up and figure out how they're getting in and block it off? Let's talk about some of the common mistakes that homeowners make when they're trying to block rodents from getting into their home. The first and most common mistake that we find when we go out in the field is spray foam. You may have even heard me say this in past videos, but spray foam drives me nuts. Everybody goes to the store and they buy that expandable foam. And the reason they do that is it's quick and it's easy. You can stick the nozzle in, pull the trigger, the foam fills up the hole, and you're like, blocked. Okay, I can promise you that it is no longer, it's not blocked. Okay, the mice can chew through that foam. And again, I've said this before, even the cans that say they are rodent proof, I've seen it myself in the field, the rodents are going to chew through that. Ultimately, the reason they're rodent proof is often there's an ingredient in there that is a deterrent to rodents or that rodents don't like. But ultimately, if the rodent has to choose between freezing to death outside or chewing through that foam with the ingredient it doesn't love, it's going to chew through that foam. So if you're trying to fill holes around your house, don't use spray foam. All right, spray foam is something you can use as a tool, so you can use it with or in conjunction with other materials like steel wool or copper mesh, but you don't want to use strictly spray foam. So sometimes I'll use spray foam just to hold that copper mesh into place. That's the biggest one that I'll get across because it's the most common one I see. Another common mistake homeowners make is they ignore the tiny gaps. Often they'll look at a gap and they'll say to me, no, there's no way mice could fit through that. Mice only need 1/4 of an inch and a rat only needs 1/2 inch. That is not much room at all. So if you see light coming through, odds are that gap is at least 1/4 of an inch and mice can most likely get through. So don't ignore the tiny gaps and think that just because it's small that there's no way, or I can't believe that a mouse could get through that. It's amazing what they can do. So you really want to be conscious of that when you're going around the home. So make sure you're checking every little gap that you can. Another big mistake is homeowners assume that it's not possible that mice or rodents are coming in through their attic or coming in through the roof, all right? It is possible to block up the entire foundation of your home and still have rodents getting into your home because they're getting in somewhere along the soffit vent or somewhere along the ridge vent on your home. So it is important that you don't just ignore the roof, or if you do have a provider out at your home and is suggesting that you do some roof work, a lot of times customers are like, there's no way the mice are climbing. Yes, they can climb. And yes, I've seen them climb up the side of a building and get in directly through the attic. So make sure you're not ignoring that roof line, okay? Another issue that I see is not addressing door sweeps around garage doors or front doors or back doors or just doors in general. A lot of times it's similar to like when people see that small gap and they go, there's no way a mouse is getting through that. A lot of times they'll see like a door sweep where there's a little bit of light getting in and there's like, wow, there's no way they're getting in through that. Yes, they are. We don't want to ignore that. That door sweep should be sealing so that there's no air coming through and no rodents or there's no pest entry coming through there. So make sure you're checking your door sweeps and garages. The last thing that I see from homeowners is I often see them trying to solve the problem from the inside out. And what I mean by that is they'll go into a home and they'll go under their sink and they'll block the holes under their sink. They'll pull their stove out. They'll block the holes under their stove. And I'm not saying that's not a good or useful tool in your arsenal. Like, you do want to limit the rodents' pathways and you do want to stop them from coming into areas like your kitchen because you don't want to have any risk of disease or any of the things that come with their droppings and urine. But that's not going to solve your rodent issue. All right. To solve your rodent issue, you have to figure out how are they coming in from the outside and block those areas. Once you stop them from coming in from the outside, you can gain control of the population on the inside, and now you've resolved your rodent issue. So again, don't focus only on the inside. Don't block every hole on the inside and think you're solving the problem. If anything, you're just pushing the mice to different areas of the home. All right. So these are all things that you can do or things that you can look for as a homeowner when you're trying to work on your own home to make it rodent proof. If you found this advice helpful, do me a favor and like and subscribe at the bottom.